Hi, welcome back. Now, I know those of us who've watched the 2007 thriller movie Shooter will find this quite interesting. Shooter is about Bob Lee Swagger, a sniper who sets out to search an assassin who plans to kill the President of the United States of America. He, however, finds himself in a dilemma after he's accused of an ambush. It's an original story based on Stephen Hunter's novel Point of Impact. And this had me call to mind a novel I had read a few years ago. Its title was The Kennedys, a book that details everything about the 35th President of the United States of America's political career, including his assassination. Now mind this, at exactly 12:30 a.m. Central Standard Time in Dallas, Texas on Friday, November 22nd of 1963, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States of America, was assassinated while riding in a presidential motorcade. The sniper shot and came from the nearby Texas School Book Depository a man called HARVEY, who was then a former US Marine, had done it. The weapon he had used was an Italian Carcano M91/38 bolt-action rifle executing a sniper shot with a 6.6 x 52mm. At 11:21 a.m. on November 24th, 1963, as live television cameras covered Oswald being moved through the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters, he was shot by Dallas nightclub operator Jack Ruby. Like JFK, Oswald was also taken to Parkland's Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Welcome to my channel. My name is Victor, the author of the File Soldier series of novels. Now, in the military, snipers are chosen for their intelligence, their good sight and ability to shoot very well. They are trained to see the enemy from far away and notice small movements that might show the enemies are near. They are also trained to hide themselves and work in a small unit of just 2 people, that is, the sniper himself and a spotter. The spotter's job is to find targets from the sniper with a telescope. If the sniper misses the target, then the spotter helps him adjust the next shot so it hits the target. In war, it is the spotter's job to use a radio to speak with other military units to relay reports on enemy positions and movements. Now, to reiterate a fact about John Fitzgerald Kennedy, let me underscore the attack type was described as a sniper assassination. But what kind of an attack is that? A sniper is basically a person who is trained to shoot perfectly at things that are very small or very far away. He uses a special type of gun called a sniper rifle, onto which a sniper scope that helps him see the target is mounted. An attack by such a marksman, like the one executed against JFK, is known as a sniper attack. In episode number 27, Dr. John Taylor tries to raise an alarm that an attack is imminent. He observes what is referred to as a scope glint cut across the chamber, an indication that there was a long-range shooter out there, perhaps in company with a spotter. Now welcome, this is episode number 28 of Survive. Dr. John Taylor, Professor Wilhelm Gutenberg and the STM crew are under attack. A sniper out there has his eyes on his target and will not stop scanning the chamber for an appropriate shot. Things have just gotten from the frying pan into the fire. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to proceed from the point where I left in the previous episode, that is episode number 27. We'd been slow, too slow. "Amanda!" I shouted. No reply came, stolid silence. "We should speed up," said Miles. "Professor Wilhelm's safety comes first." "Well," I said, "now it looks like we have a nice little hunting party." "Kill him," he said, tossing me his 92 FS compact type M pistol as I took the staircase. "If we capture him alive, well and good. We'll squeeze from him whatever information they have got." "Wait a sec," I said. "Unless, of course, you're courting death, you would never try to capture a man who is trying to kill you, sir." Whoever that bastard was, he was a pro, not an amateur. With the 92 FS tight in my right hand, I sneaked between 4 narrow wooden reading desks. I turned right, ventured along a semicircular corridor and made right into the kitchen. Again the scope gleam pierced across and disappeared. The bastard, whoever it was, had made a point. But things did not add up. Something bigger was going on. Someone had sold us out. The STM was capable of errors too. Talk of the passivity of conquest, perhaps too comfortable to consider loose ends or cover-up tracks. A bullet wheeled towards me with a sucking noise. Instinctively, I ducked over the floor and rolled twice. It slammed onto the electric cooker with a loud ping and drove right into the electric socket slot. For a moment I lay there, still and sweating. Another bullet came hissing in my direction. I rolled and crashed against a crate of beer. Firing once, I rolled again and again. Silence ensued, no blind moves. In the crouching position, I stuck out my head and yelled, "Fire!" A blight of gunshot rained in the direction from which the scope glint had appeared. I fired twice and took cover behind the refrigerator. Professor Wilhelm Gutenberg remained stock still. "John, are you okay?" asked Jake, laughing. "I'm fine," I said. "Don't stop, just fire." If there was one man in the world who saw what he saw, that man would be Jake. I squatted and scanned about for the exit. I want the circle of communication kept tight. "Are we clear, Mr. Taylor?" said Jake. "Should we need backup, I'll ask Mr. Bench to organize quick response from his team." I hobbled off further away. "Are we clear on this, Mr. Taylor?" whispered Mr. Daniels, tapping at his earpiece. There was a gap of silence. Then I replied, "Okay, so what's the plan?" My enthusiasm seemed to yield Jake exceeding satisfaction. "What caliber of rifle is that maniac in possession?" "Good test." I almost rose to my feet. "A .600. "Exactly," he said, advancing nearer as though he begged me confirmation to the contrary. "And what does that mean, sir? If you don't mind my asking, a Nitro Express?" "Well," I said, flinging the door to Mr. Wilhelm's refrigerator and grabbing myself a packet of silk nog. "I thought I've made that abundantly clear. Looks as if you've stepped on someone's toes, Mr. Daniels." "Look here, Mr. Taylor," said Jake. "We are walking the plank, for crying out loud. This isn't the time to start digging into Mr. Wilhelm's refrigerator for Lord knows what eggnog refreshments." With a sniper shooter launching an attack against Professor Wilhelm Gutenberg and Dr. John Taylor and crew, I come to the end of my today's episode. Stay tuned.